Hey everyone, before we dive into this wild story, please hit that subscribe button to stay updated on my channel. Now let's get into it. While I was out of town, my girlfriend shared pictures on social media, cozying up with another guy. Before I even reached out to her, I forwarded those images to her traditional-minded parents. I'm currently holed up in a hotel room, still reeling from the whirlwind of the past 4 hours. Here's the full scoop. I've been with Sarah for nearly 3 years. We started sharing my apartment, which I've owned for 5 years, about a year and a half ago. Things weren't flawless, but I thought we were rock solid. We discussed tying the knot. Her parents adored me, and I had a ring ready for a holiday proposal. I work as a software project manager, which means occasional business trips, usually 1 or 2 nights, once a month. This week, I was in Denver for a client meeting, set for Tuesday and Wednesday. Nothing unusual. Sarah knew about it and seemed oddly thrilled when I left Monday morning, giving me a lingering hug and wishing me luck with networking. Last night, around 9 p.m., I was sifting through emails in my hotel room when I checked Instagram. That's when I saw it, a post from an hour earlier showing Sarah at a fancy downtown Italian restaurant, the kind where you book weeks in advance. She wore the black dress she'd saved for a special occasion. Across from her sat a man I didn't recognize, mid-40s, graying hair, in an obviously expensive suit. They held wine glasses, their gazes locked in a way that twisted my gut. The caption hit like a punch. Magical night with the most important person in my world, complete with a heart emoji. I stared at my phone for a solid 10 minutes. Then, in a moment that felt absolutely right, though I'm still unsure if it was wise or reckless, I took action. I screenshotted the post, caption, and timestamp, proving it went up while I was 1,200 miles away. Then I sent it all to her parents. Here's the deal with Richard and Elaine. They're ultra-traditional, church every Sunday types. They didn't let Sarah date until she was 18 and often bragged about her staying pure and career-focused, saying I was the dependable, respectful guy they'd hoped for. My message to them was short. Thought you should see what Sarah's doing while I'm away for work. I didn't call or text Sarah. Instead, I blocked her number and cut her off on every platform. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, you name it. Then I called my buddy Mike, who was furious for me. We talked for an hour, strategizing my next steps. By 11 p.m., unknown numbers started calling me. I ignored them. Then Sarah's personal email flooded my work inbox with subject lines like, "Please talk to me. It's not what you think, and you're overreacting." I haven't opened them. This morning, I switched my flight from Thursday afternoon to a red-eye tonight, landing at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I've got a locksmith meeting me at my apartment at 7 a.m., and Mike's bringing his truck at 8 a.m. to move Sarah's stuff to storage. I'm also working with a lawyer to draft a formal eviction notice first thing tomorrow. As for the guy in the photo, I did some sleuthing. His name's David, a VP of client relations at the marketing firm where Sarah got a promotion 3 months ago. He's married with 2 kids, and I found his wife's Facebook in seconds. I haven't acted on that yet, but I'm holding onto the info. Look, I know this is messy, and some might say I should have confronted Sarah first, or that telling her parents was too much. But seeing that smug post, so public, like she didn't care who saw, it broke something in me. I'll update tomorrow after I'm home and face whatever's waiting. For now, I'm trying to catch a few hours of sleep before my flight. Edit. I'm at the gate now waiting to board. Thanks for the supportive comments. To those urging me to get a lawyer ASAP, I'm on it. My brother hooked me up with a family law attorney, and we're talking at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'll update once I'm home and deal with whatever's next. Update 1. I'm writing this from my living room, still processing the insanity of the last 12 hours. I landed at 6:15 a.m., and the locksmith was already in the parking lot by 6:50 a.m. He was professional, no questions asked, swapped the locks, and handed me 3 new keys, plus the old lock in a bag for legal records. It took about 20 minutes. Walking inside, Sarah's stuff was everywhere. After living together for a year and a half, seeing it all now, post-betrayal, just fueled my anger. Mike arrived at 8 a.m. with his girlfriend, Jess, who saw my expression and gave me a big hug, saying, "We're getting her stuff out today." I nearly broke down. We worked fast, Mike brought 20 boxes from a hardware store. We started in the bedroom. Clothes, shoes, jewelry, all boxed up. Then the bathroom, then the living room. Everything hers went in. No care for fragility. If it broke, so be it. Around 10 a.m., an unknown number called. I almost ignored it, but picked up. It was Richard, Sarah's dad, his voice tight with barely contained anger. "We need to discuss this situation," he said. I stayed cool. "What situation, Richard?" "You know what, the photos you sent. Elaine's been crying all morning. Sarah's a mess. This is out of control." I laughed, couldn't help it. "She's a mess? Did you see the photos? Read the caption." Silence. "She explained it," he said. "It was a work dinner with her mentor. You're blowing this out of proportion and making her look bad." "Her mentor," I repeated. "That's her story? David's been guiding her in her new role. It's professional." I put him on speaker so Mike and Jess could hear. "Richard, if Elaine posted a photo at a fancy restaurant with another man, in her best dress, captioned magical night with the most important person in my world, with a heart emoji while you were away, would you call it professional?" Dead silence. "I'm not turning you against Sarah," I continued. "I sent proof of her actions because you deserve to know who she is now. What you do with that is your call." "You need to forgive her," he said. "She's young, she messed up. Relationships need forgiveness." "I'm busy clearing her things from my apartment," I said. "She's not welcome here anymore." He gasped. "You're kicking her out? Where will she go?" "Not my concern. She moved into my place. Her name's not on the deed or utilities. The relationship's done, so she's out." His voice rose. "You can't just evict her over a misunderstanding. I'm removing someone who publicly humiliated me while I was working. If it's a misunderstanding, she can explain through a lawyer." I hung up. Mike grinned. "Man, that was cold. Respect." We kept packing. Around noon, Elaine called, left a voicemail pleading for forgiveness. I deleted it. By 2 p.m., Sarah's stuff was boxed in the spare bedroom. Mike helped me photograph everything for records. At 4 p.m., building security called. Sarah was in the lobby, claiming she lived here. I told them she's no longer a resident and to escort her out. 10 minutes later, my phone lit up with emails from Sarah, still blocked elsewhere. "I can't believe you changed the locks. This is my home too. I'm calling the cops." I replied once. "You'll get an eviction notice within 24 hours. Your belongings are packed for pickup with notice and police escort. Do not try to enter." At 6 p.m., my lawyer, Rachel, called back. I laid out the situation. She confirmed I'd handled things correctly, but stressed serving the eviction notice properly and preparing for pushback. Sarah has no legal claim to my apartment, no common law marriage, no cohabitation rights, just a guest who's overstayed. Rachel's drafting the notice tonight for tomorrow. It's nearly 8 p.m. now. I finally ate, and I'm sitting in my apartment feeling it's mine again. Sarah's stuff is contained, locks are new, legal steps are in motion. Her emails keep coming, apologetic, furious, threatening. I'm saving them for documentation. Some of you asked about David. I haven't contacted his wife yet, but I'm leaning toward it. She deserves to know. I'll meet Rachel tomorrow to finalize everything and serve the notice. I'm oddly calm, more relieved than heartbroken after 3 years. Thanks for the support, Reddit. I'll update as this unfolds. Update 2. This is a long one, but you won't believe what went down tonight. Around 3 p.m., Rachel dropped off the airtight eviction notice. She suggested having a witness for delivery and installing a security camera, given Sarah's increasingly erratic emails. I thought she was being paranoid. Turns out, she was spot on. I set up a video doorbell by 5 p.m., synced to my phone. Rachel left at 5:30 p.m. after reviewing documents. At 7:15 p.m., the doorbell alerted me. I checked the feed and my heart sank. Sarah was outside my door with David, the guy from the photo, and her younger brother, Jake, 25 and fiercely protective. Sarah was gesturing wildly, explaining something. David looked uneasy. Jake looked ready to fight. Sarah pounded on the door. "Liam, I know you're there. Open up. We need to talk." I stayed silent, pulling the feed onto my laptop to record. She knocked again. This is absurd. You can't lock me out of my own place. I brought witnesses. Witnesses? To intimidate me? Jake leaned into the camera. Dude, just open the door. We're not leaving until you talk. David looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. I opened the door with the chain on. Sarah's face was a mix of relief and fury. Finally, what's wrong with you? Blocking me, changing the locks. I cut her off, calm but firm. You need to leave. This is my apartment. It's mine too, she snapped. No, it's not. Your name's not on the deed or utilities. You were a guest and now you're not. David shifted. Jake looked confused. You can't kick me out, Sarah said, voice rising. My stuff's here. Your stuff's packed and ready for pickup. You'll get a 30-day eviction notice tomorrow, but you're not stepping foot inside. Jake stepped forward, trying to intimidate. Man, you're being a jerk. She made a mistake. Just talk to her. I nearly laughed. A mistake? Is that what she told you? That dinner with David was a mistake. David flinched. Sarah's eyes widened. How do you know his name? I know plenty, I said. David's your VP, married with 2 kids. His wife's Amanda, and she doesn't know he's taking his mentee to $200 plate dinners for romantic Instagram posts. David went pale. Jake looked at Sarah. Wait, you said he was just a work friend. He is, Sarah shouted. Liam's twisting it. It was a professional dinner. Then why caption it magical night with the most important person in my world? I asked, why not tell me about this work friend before I left? David backed away. I should go. Smart move, I said. Sarah grabbed him. No, stay. You're supposed to help me. He shook her off. I didn't sign up for this. I thought we were just talking. He looked at me. It was just a work dinner, man. Does Amanda know you mentor over Candlelight? His jaw tightened, and he walked to the elevator. Sarah turned on me. You'll regret this. I showed her my phone, Rachel's number ready. I've got a lawyer and video of you harassing me. Leave, or I call the police. Jake pulled her arm. Come on, Sarah. This isn't working. She yanked away. My stuff's in there. 3 years of my life. It's packed for pickup with police escort, I said, sliding the eviction notice through the door. It hit the floor. She stared at it, then at me, realizing she'd lost. I loved you, she whispered. No, you didn't. I shut the door, locked it, and watched on the camera as Jake picked up the notice and dragged Sarah to the elevator. She was sobbing, but I felt nothing. They left at 7:47 p.m. I sent the footage to Rachel, who said it strengthens my case if Sarah claims I was unreasonable. It's 10 p.m. and I'm wired. Replaying David's panic, Jake's confusion, Sarah's tears. Tomorrow, the notice gets served, and I'm filing a police report about tonight. Rachel thinks I should tell Amanda, and I agree. She deserves the truth. I'll update if anything else happens. Thanks for sticking with me, Reddit. Final update. Here's the final chapter, as promised. The eviction notice was served the morning after Sarah's stunt with David and Jake. The process server caught her at her parents' house. She slammed the door in his face. Classy. That day I messaged Amanda, David's wife, on Facebook with the Instagram screenshots and a brief, factual explanation of who I was and her husband's actions. She replied within an hour, asking to talk. The call was awkward but necessary. She'd suspected David for a while, late nights, secretive phone use, sudden business dinners. She was crushed but grateful for the truth. 3 days later, David was forced to resign from the marketing firm. Amanda took the evidence to HR, who cited multiple policy violations for a senior leader dining with a junior employee. He's now separated, living in a corporate apartment, trying to save his marriage. Sarah was reassigned at work, different team, different boss, essentially a demotion in all but name. The company couldn't fire her without legal risk, but she's on thin ice. 2 weeks ago, Sarah, her dad, and Jake showed up with a rental truck to get her stuff. I had a police officer present, per Rachel's advice, which was smart. Sarah tried claiming items that weren't hers. The officer shut it down. Everything was out in 4 hours. She left my building key on the counter, didn't say a word, and walked out. Her parents stopped calling. Elaine sent one last text. disappointed in my handling but hoping I'd find peace. I didn't reply. My apartment's mine again. I repainted, ditched those tacky pillows I loathed, and rearranged everything. It feels like home for the first time in ages. I've been hitting the gym, reconnecting with old friends, even went on a few dates. Nothing serious, but it's nice to feel free. Mike and Jess have been amazing, taking me out for drinks last weekend. We laughed about it all. Mike called my door-shutting moment legendary. Jess said I should be proud for handling it with evidence and legal steps, not drama. I am. I could have lashed out, but I documented, followed the law, and protected myself. It was about self-respect, not revenge. Some fallout lingers. Sarah and David tried to keep seeing each other, but Amanda's divorce lawyer shut that down with a no-contact clause. David's trying to reconcile. Sarah's living with her parents and job hunting. I returned the ring last week, got 70% back, and booked a winter trip to Iceland with Mike and Jess. I'm doing better than okay. My apartment's mine, I answer to no one, and I don't question anyone's loyalty. The peace is worth more than the relationship ever was. Thanks for the support, Reddit. Sarah tried reaching out through a mutual friend recently, asking to talk. I said no, there's nothing left to say. Sometimes you just have to change the locks and let the trash take itself out. I'm done updating. This chapter's closed. Time for the next one.